Good afternoon and welcome back to Hitchcock at Home. Today, we are playing with a few steaks. So this all started a few months back. My husband found a video on YouTube for Sakura Wagyu Beef, which this video was absolutely mouth-wateringly delicious. So naturally, since they're from Ohio, we're from Ohio, we had to try it. So my sister lives fairly close to where this farm is, so I took an opportunity to go visit her for her birthday, and I pit stopped and picked up some of this beef. Doesn't this look delicious? So this is one of their ribeyes. So the meat is, even for me, a little bit expensive. This was $53 a pound. So the 12-ounce steak was about 40 bucks, which is pretty high, but also for Wagyu, which is very hard to find, much more reasonable than the only place that I can find it in Cincinnati. So that brings us to today. What am I doing with all of these steaks? So again, for the comparison, the Wagyu was about $40 for 12 ounces. My ribeye was about $11 for 12 ounces, $15 a pound versus $53 a pound. So at the risk of oversimplifying, Wagyu beef is basically, it is a cow that is of Japanese descent. So the beef itself, what the Wagyu is known for is the marbling between the fat and the meat ratio. It's just a lot prettier, it's more evenly distributed, and the fat is essentially what makes beef really, really good. The question of the day though, is the Wagyu worth all that extra money? It is almost 4 times as expensive as the ribeye that I bought from the store today. So the way I'm going to determine if the Wagyu ribeye is worth the extra price, I'm going to take both steaks. They're going to be seasoned identically with salt, pepper, fresh garlic, fresh thyme, and butter. They're going to go into separate vacuum seal bags. Then they're going to get sealed up. I'm going to put them in a water bath with my Sous Vide. And then once they've been in there for a bit and they've cooked, they're going to get pulled out, get seared off on a cast iron skillet, let them rest for a few minutes, and then we're going to taste and find out which one is truly the better value. So I have today's beef experiment all packed up, ready for the sous vide. One thing I'd like to note, whenever I'm packing stuff up, I always like to make an extra, and I always like to label what is in it, as well as the date, so that way I can pull dinner out very quickly on a Tuesday night and have everything ready to go in a jiffy. Now to take a look at our Sous Vide. We have our store-bought ribeye and our Wagyu ribeye both hanging out. This is a water bath slow cooker, and the Joule here, it circulates the water at a precise temperature, and that is how you get a really delicious steak that is evenly cooked. My steaks are done. So now done in this context is a little bit of a half-truth. So they are finished with the Joule. They spent about an hour in the water bath. So now we're going to snip the bags open and give them a quick sear on a cast iron. So the first steak I'm going to sear is going to be the store-bought ribeye. Reason being the Wagyu, again, because it has such a high fat content, I'm afraid this one will kind of go a little nuts. So we're going to do this one second. how delicious do these look? So on the right here, we have our store-bought ribeye. On the left here, we have the Wagyu from Sakura Farms. So now the store-bought ribeye has been resting a little bit longer. That's why you've got some of the juices have been dripping. And this guy just came out of the skillet and you can see all of that glorious steam. Let's let these guys rest for a few moments. We're gonna slice them and give them a quick taste. So now we're going to slice up the steak and give it a taste. So I tried to cook this kind of medium well was kind of my goal. Let's see how I did. So this is our store-bought ribeye. I'd say that looks pretty good. And here is the Wagyu. I think the steaks look pretty equal, which is awesome. Now, so overall, I'd have to say both ribeyes are very well cooked. The store-bought ribeye is just maybe a touch chewier. The Wagyu, I think, is, because it has some of that extra fat marbling in there, it does have a little bit more of that. Now, is it worth 4 times the price? Maybe for that special occasion date night it is. For every day, but seriously, you're going to have an awesome date night with either one of these steaks. I think the store-bought ribeye, for what you get for what you pay versus, you know, and again, this was about $15 a pound and the Wagyu was about $53 a pound. The Wagyu is very good. It does have that something extra that the store-bought ribeye does not, but for every day, unless it's, you know, really, you know, you want to wow someone that's coming over for dinner, your store-bought ribeye is going to be your winner. Thank you so much for watching Hitchcock at Home. I really hope you enjoyed kind of finding out the difference between the Wagyu and the store-bought ribeye. Stab that like button if you enjoyed this and add a comment and tell me what you'd like to see me compare next. Thank you. Bye-bye.